Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Injustice Society, the Rival. The Rival is pretty much an evil version of the Flash. It's kind of like the Reverse Flash for Jake Garrick. This guy's a Target exclusive, gold label. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 main parts, McFarlane Toys, part of the gold label collection. A gold label figure is simply a retailer exclusive. Whether it be GameStop or Walmart, this particular gold label is a Target exclusive. Ages 12 plus, DC Multiverse, the Rival. Here he is in the package. It looks like he's a total of 6 hands, a bunch of Speed Force effects, collector's card, and display stand. One side of the package, the Rival, Injustice Society. Other side says the Rival. At the bottom, there is his barcode, if that helps anybody. And at the back, here he is, posed up. So no further ado, let's open him up. And I did get both the figures from the newest Target exclusive wave, the Rival and Cassandra Cain Batgirl. Alright, now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all the accessories laid out. Display stand, collector's card, 6 hands, and 4 Speed Force effects. Before I take a look at all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is the Rival. He's pretty much the Reverse Flash for Jake Garrick. His real name is Edward Claris, and he replicated the hard water formula that gave Jay his speed. I think it's a pretty cool idea for a figure. Smart reuse, that's for sure. In my head, I always used the Platinum Chase of the previous Jake Garrick as the Rival because they have a similar color scheme. That being said, let's take a look. Let's start with his face here. Well, he has the helmet, the bucket head with the wings, his eyes, energy coming out of him, and he has this sort of Joker-esque type smile. This is definitely an evil version of Jake Garrick. That's more or less what he is. It looks to be the same body as Jake Garrick, different color scheme, a little bit darker on the pants. Old school Flash logo, love it. He has the running hands here, double jointed knees, double jointed elbows. As a whole, it's an okay variant, but it's nice to get another Speed Force character to the mix. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt, the energy around the eyes, the smile. It looks cool, it looks creepy, it looks sinister, it looks evil, and I like it. So, we have this smiling face Rival, and the smiling face Wally West. Looks like the Flash's first figure that's non-Batman to get Jokerized. And then here's the figure, broken down as far as he can go with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories, starting off with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand, typical McFarlane stand we've seen a million times before. It's a perfect circle, very thin, very basic. Here's his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of the Rival running through the Speed Force. The Rival, Injustice Society. On the backside, there is a description. If you want to read that, pause now. Then for his hands. He has a total of 6 of them, 3 right hands and 3 left hands. Here's Rival with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. Here's his second pair of hands. This is a pair of flat hands. These are some running hands. And here's his third pair of hands. This is a pair of larger hands. These are some open hands, some grabbing, throwing, or choking hands. Now for his Speed Force effects. These are cast in a semi-transparent blue plastic. These are definitely reused from previous Flash figures. Looks good. It's sort of like energy or lightning coming off the figure. And it's a little bit soft here where it'll wrap around his limbs. Here's the Rival in a running pose without the Speed Force effects. And here with the Speed Force effects attached. Now I wanted to check out the reuse and differences between this Rival figure and the Jake Garrick figure. And it looks like it's 100% the same figure except for the head and the paint job. So let's take a look. Starting with their heads here, he has different sinister looking smile with the energy coming out of the eyes. He has a pretty basic looking head. Similar helmet, but different sculpt. And the rest is exactly the same. They have the sculpted symbol on the chest. Boots, diaper, arms, it's all the same. But this is what I would call smart reuse because it looks really good. And they did make 3 different versions of this figure. We have the original Jake Garrick, we have the new Rival, and then we have the Platinum Chase version of Jake Garrick, which is done in darker color scheme, and I've been using him as sort of a substitute for the Rival since then. And now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure and its accessories, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing about 7.2, 7.3 inches tall, which can translate to 18.5 centimeters. And now for his articulation. Starting with his head, it can rotate from side to side, it can look up and down about that much, can tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint goes up about 90 degrees, up, down, around. He's got The butterfly ring between his shoulder and chest area, increasing the range of motion and covering a large gap that would be there. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows. His wrist can rotate, and it's going to be hinged. Double ball joint in his torso. Rotate around, forward and back. Another one is waist. Rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, very good range of motion in the torso area. Legs completely to the splits. McFarlane style hip joints. Rotations minimal at best. They go forward about that far. A little bit more if go to the side. Back not much. Double jointed knees. And then his ankle. Forward and back. Rotate. Tilt. Rock. And of course, toe articulation. Now switch to a city type setting. Here's the rival running through the streets of the city. A closer view of the rival running through the Speed Force. A side view of the rival down the streets. And then an up-close look at that sinister smile of his. Here's Jake Garrick chasing after the rival. The rival brings all the evil speedsters together. He has a plan to take down the Flash. And here he is, joining the rest of the speedsters. Now let's check them out, next to some other action figures. Starting off with some other Jake Garrick Flash figures and other speedsters. Here are all three figures that utilize the same body sculpt. 2 Jake Garrick and 1 rival. Here's the rival, next to the speed metal Jake Garrick. Here he is, with a couple of versions of the Barry Allen Flash. Then, with a couple of versions of the Wally West Flash. Here he is, next to a couple of Kid Flash figures, Wally West and Wallace West. Then, next to Impulse, here's the rival with a bunch of other evil speedsters. We have Red Death, Godspeed, the rival, Reverse Flash, Dark Flash, and Zoom. Now, Zoom there is a DC Direct figure. I hope McFarlane gets around to making one. Here's a look at all the different speedsters McFarlane has made so far. Going to be quite the collection. I believe we have a new 52 Reverse Flash on the horizon. Just like Task Force Flash, possibly. And maybe that Dark Flash 3-pack still. Here's the rival. Next to Dark Knight's Metal Alan Scott Green Lantern. I don't know what it is, but there's something wrong with both their eyes. Looks like they're crying. Fire and ice. Now let's check him out. Next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, with Cassandra Cain Batgirl. This is the other Target exclusive Gold Label figure. She's in the same wave as Rival. Here he is, next to Animal Man and Red Tornado, the previous 2 Target exclusive figures. And here he is, with the most recent Batman wave. We have Azrael in his Batman armor, both the red version and the Platinum Chase blue version. Black and Gray Nightfall Batman, and then first appearance Detective Comics 27 Batman, both the regular and Platinum Chase versions. Then, next to the JLA wave, Collector-Built Plastic Man, we have both versions of Superman, 2 completed versions of the Plastic Man, Black Suit Batman, both versions of Aquaman, and both versions of Green Lantern. And now, next to the recent Page Puncher wave, Superman, Ghost of Krypton, both the Platinum Armored version and regular Val-Zod, then the Armored Superman, Ghost of General Zod, and both the Platinum and regular versions of Brainiac. Here he is, next to the digital wave, Silver Age Hal Jordan Green Lantern, DC Rebirth Batman, and DC Classics Aquaman. Then, next to the Amazon exclusive, Kilowog and Kyle Rayner Green Lantern 2-pack. And finally, next to the Walmart exclusive, Vampire Nightwing and Wally West Flash. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane toy, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work way smaller. But first, let's check him out with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. And now, with some Jakks Pacific wrestling figures, and some DST or Diamond Select toys. Here's the rival, next to a shot of tequila. And here he is, next to some DC Direct and NECA figures. Then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and Mattel DC figures. Next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, with some SH Figure Arts and some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, it is a pretty nice rival figure. It's a character I'd never heard of until the Jake Garrick figure came out. They made the Platinum Chase variant, and I saw somebody mentioning it looked like the rival. I looked it up, and I thought that was really cool. I didn't know there was a reverse Flash for the Jake Garrick Flash. So I welcome this guy to the collection. Another Speed Force enemy to fight against Flash and his allies, multiverse style. So the figure itself is pretty nice. This is what I call smart reuse. I have no problem with the body being reused, but he doesn't really need those energy effects around his eyes. The smile and the things around his eyes definitely make him look like a villain, make him look sinister, but he doesn't normally look like that in the comics. Still, it's a worthy addition to the collection, another Flash Rogue, and I like it. His accessories, pretty nice. 6 hands, 4 Speed Force effects. Articulation is everything to expect from a modern McFarlane DC Multiverse figure. Sculpt and paint job, excellent, no issues there. If I were to rate this guy, probably going to give him 6.5, 7, that type of area. It's a nice figure. Definitely a 7. He's good. It's a nice figure, a character I didn't feel like I needed, but once I found out about him, I was really happy they made one. It's also efficient by McFarlane's part for being able to crank out a logical variant on the same body. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.